This inflation report continues to paint a concerning picture for American households as prices for everyday goods and services continue to rise and constrain budgets. While the headline inflation rate decreased slightly from March, food and electricity prices have significantly seen increases over the past year. The Federal Reserve's recent rate hike is aimed at slowing down price level increases, but it may also dampen overall economic activity, which has already seen a slowdown in the first quarter of the year. Despite President Biden's assertions that his policies are easing some price levels, the reality is that inflation remains a persistent looming threat to the nation's economic health. Let's dive in. Stay informed on the escalating inflation crisis and its impact on the U.S. economy. Tap subscribe below and enable notifications. Inflation continues to pose a threat to the U.S. economy, with the latest figures from the Bureau of Labor Statistics revealing a rise of 4.9% between April of 22 and April of 23. Watch.
Price index shows prices 4.9% higher in April compared to a year ago. That's slightly better than expectations and the smallest 12-month increase since April 2021.
This decrease from the previous month's headline rate of 5% is encouraging but still concerning, given that food and electricity prices have increased by 7.7% and 8.4% respectively during the same time period. The Federal Reserve has acted to reduce inflation by increasing the target federal funds rate, which puts upward pressure on borrowing costs for consumers and businesses. While this may help lower inflation, it also dampens economic activity, and officials at the Federal Reserve are proceeding with caution following the recent collapse of 3 medium-sized banks. Despite the challenges posed by inflation, the U.S. labor market remains strong, with unemployment sitting at just 3.4% as of last month, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. However, low labor force participation is contributing to supply chain bottlenecks and inflationary pressures as businesses compete for workers by offering higher wages. The U.S. economy grew at an annualized rate of just 1.1% in the first quarter of this year, a significant decline compared to previous quarters. The Federal Reserve has cautioned that the financial system's present instability could lead to a recession towards the end of the year, followed by a predicted recovery over the next 2 years. While President Joe Biden has claimed credit for easing price levels in some product categories, inflation remains several times higher than it was earlier in his administration. It's clear that more needs to be done to address this challenge and ensure the long-term health of the U.S. economy. The rise of inflation is driven by several factors, including supply chain disruptions, rising fuel costs, and increased demand for workers. While inflation can be contained through measures such as raising interest rates, this can come at the cost of economic growth. It's vital that policy measures take a measured, conservative approach to addressing inflation, balancing the need to contain price rises with the need to support businesses and consumers. With the right policy mix, the U.S. can weather these challenges and emerge stronger and more resilient in the years to come.